Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Bowtie So Fly Gaming Plays Darkest Dungeon. For those of you who don't know, Darkest Dungeon is a roguelike dungeon crawler that is available on Steam. They've undergone several updates. It's a lot of fun. Basically, you create your party out of 4 different party members of all different varying classes, like the Crusader, or the Leper, or the Occultist, things like that. And then basically you try and complete different objectives in each individual dungeon, and it obviously gets harder as you go along. One of the main things is that there is permadeath for your characters in this, so while you can recruit new characters each and every day, unfortunately if you lose one of your high-level heroes while you're in the dungeon, unfortunately they are gone for good. So, as you can see, I've played for 208 hours, quite a while. So, let's go ahead and hop in. And because my system is just a little bit slow, it's probably going to take me just a minute. So, again, for those of you who are interested, this is Darkest Dungeon. It's available on Steam. It's a lot of fun. They've undergone several updates, and although they started with 10 base classes, they eventually added a few more in. So, I actually haven't played since the last update, so I'm eager to see what they've done. So, let's take a look. I'll go ahead and let the intro video play for you so you can get a feel for the gothic style of the game.
You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune, swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
So as you can see, it's got a nice gothic feel to it. As you can see right here, quests will fail or must be abandoned. If something bad happens, heroes can die, and when they die, they stay dead. So it's important that you keep track of your characters, and you'll see coming up we got things like stress to deal with, as well as the light in the dungeon, and all that impacts gameplay, moves, things like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start up the campaign. And of course, if I could type, we're going to do the Bowtie So Fly Estate. So let us begin, and we got another short intro video that I'll let you all watch.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other madness. The old road will take you to hell. But in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Again, you can't really beat that nice, creepy atmosphere that it gives off. Right now it's loading up. Again, I haven't played since right after the Houndmaster update. I know with that update, they focused a lot more on damage over time and gave enemies increased damage resistance, so you had to focus more on damage over time with characters like the Plague Doctor. But we'll see what happens. I know they just updated again recently, so we could be in for an entirely different game. So let's get started. As you can see, it dropped us along the first little game right there. So basically the WASD, and of course my system's running slow, WASD will move you in the game. You can use the W and the S to go in doorways. We start out with 2 characters. You can make up to a party of 4, but for the first mission you get 2 characters. The first is a Crusader, who is a good physical unit, can take hits and give hits well as heal, and also deal with other unit stress. And then one of my personal favorites, which is the Highwayman, which is a good melee or ranged unit. It's a little bit more fragile, let's say, than the Crusader, but it can deal really good damage. I like to take advantage of a skill that allows him to lunge forward and then fire off a huge damage shot from the front, and then keep advancing himself back and forth in the lines. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and move towards our objective.
These lanes ends. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
And we're going to hit an encounter midway through.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
So it does cool animations for every single attack that happens in the game. If you scroll over an enemy, you can see their type, which is human. Certain classes, certain attacks will do better against certain types of opponents. You can also see the dodge chance, which is 2, the speed, which is 3, which will affect when they go. And then, of course, the protection chance, or actually just the protection percentage, which is basically kind of like armor and protects them from damage. So we're going to go for Open Vein, which will give him nice bleed. If it works. Yep, so as you can see, he's bleeding, so now he'll take bleed damage every turn. And then, of course, we're going to Smite for some damage, and boom. So at the end of every little battle, you get different treasures. So in this case, we got 100 gold. And we should be coming up to a campsite right here. Yep. Good old scripted first missions. And then you have the option to either use an item, which you can get items that you bring along with you that'll be featured down here. You can check inside the tent, or ignore. Sometimes it'll be better to ignore things because there will be traps throughout the game, but in this case this is nice and safe. The brigands left some valuables, and we get another 600 gold. Gold is very important in this game, as it allows you to purchase upgrades for your characters, it allows you to purchase items, put them into places to remove their stress, or to teach them different skills. So, let's go ahead and go into the boss battle for this, with this nice big friggin' bloodletter. As you can see here, my units have been flipped around. So, order is very important in this game, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, because as you can see, these 2 skills that we used to have are no longer available. As you can see from Grapeshot Blast, those 2 yellow circles right there, whitish yellow, those are the position you can be in the line, so 2nd or 3rd in order to use that attack. And the pistol shot, you can be 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. And the red dots are the ones out of 4 that it will hit in the enemy lines. Now, if there's ever lines in between there, such as with Grapeshot Blast, that means it'll hit all of those targets, whereas pistol shot, you have to choose a target. So, what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch these back during the Highwayman's turn. We'll take a little bit of fire. Ain't too bad. Ooh, and we got debuff for minus dodge. That's not good. Alright, so we're going to use something called Stunning Blow to try and stun this brigand bloodletter and make him unable to attack us. And unfortunately, he does resist. And he's going to hit us for a crit, which is unfortunate. And as you can see, that little black thing that appeared over him was stress. So not only is he bleeding, but he also is significantly more stressed. if your stress level hits 100, you either become heroic, which allows you to heal stress every turn and inspire your comrades, or you'll have a negative affliction, which will cause you to become possibly uncontrollable, fearful, and will affect the gameplay in a number of ways. That we will see. But let's go ahead. I'm going to try and focus on getting this guy down with the Highwaymen. I should probably focus on quality over quantity at this point, but once again, we're going to try and stunning blow him just to get a little bit of a chance, and he resists again, so we're actually going to have to pick it up, and now I'm bleeding once again. So now he's got even more bleed damage. So actually, I'm going to focus on killing this Brigand Bloodletter because he seems to be doing the most damage to our party. Oh, wow. First mission already not looking good. This is not good at all. Alright, so as you can see, Smite does a lot more damage, and it's what we're going to be sticking with. So point blank shot. As you can see, he's got -2 speed now. That's that attack. We're going to pistol shot, or we're going to bleed. Let's see. 4 to 8 damage. 5 to 9. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get some bleed damage going. We can. Alright, nice dodge by the Highwayman. Of course, I continue to bleed. Urgh. And, alright, Smite gets rid of the Brigand Bloodletter, so we're doing better. You will have to, that's one of the newer features, get rid of corpses, otherwise sometimes they can res and create real problems for you and your party. So, luckily, if you kill everyone on the enemy side, you can avoid having to deal with that, and that's exactly what we just did. So, sometimes when you kill an enemy or get a crit, you will heal some stress, like Dismas, our Highwayman, just did. So, we got 775 gold, we got Jade, which basically just is sold at the end of the mission, and you get money for it, and then Deed. Deeds are some items, and there are also other ones like crests, busts, things like that that can be used to unlock different parts of the game. But for now, we're going to take all of these. I'm not going to touch that chest because that chest is actually trapped since it's a scripted mission. I already know that. And we are going to return to the hamlet, which is our base, our town, our home. So as you can see, in addition to the treasure that I collected, ooh, it lets you keep your food now. Well, this could be interesting. I'll have to check into that. And of course, 5,000 gold on top. So, at the end of every mission, you'll get experience, which can make your adventure stronger, and you'll also unlock positive and negative skills and quirks. So, unfortunately, red means it's a negative quirk. Whenever my stress is above 50, I will consume more food in order to heal, which is not good. So, that is unfortunate, but let's return to town, see what we got going on in the hamlet.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands,
Alright,
are
so
yours now, and you are bound to them.
some things you can view. The graveyard will let you see heroes that have died.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Ancestors' memoirs is
In
basically
time,
things that have happened.
you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
We get it. Stop talking. And
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses.
Stagecoach, I'm going to talk over him. And the Stagecoach is where you get different heroes to recruit. So as you can see, the two that you usually get after the first mission are the Plague Doctor and the Vestal. The Vestal is a healer, which will be so useful coming up. So we have 20 crests, 12 deeds, so I'm going to increase this and this because I usually like to have a little bit more to work with starting out.
We can use this.
So, if any of you have any suggestions for what you'd like me to name my heroes, because you actually can name them if I can remember the button, there it is. And you can see their quirks here, any diseases they have, as well as their resistances. Attack skills and camping skills. Camping is used whenever it's a long mission, a medium or a long mission, and these skills will affect the party, such as healing stress, healing health, giving buffs for the fights to come, things like that. So, if any of you have any suggestions for what to name heroes, I would gladly welcome them, and can't even name them after viewers if you all like. But for right now, it's been a little bit longer of an episode, so I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for right now. So that is Darkest Dungeon. Thanks for watching, and we'll welcome you back for the next one. Once again, this is Bowtie So Fly. Have a great day, and stay fly.